All right, so after a pretty tough section, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a really easy one here. So we're going to classify some solids. So a three-dimensional figure or solid is bounded by flat or curved surfaces that enclose, a single region of space. A polyhedron is a solid that is bounded by polygons called faces. An edge of a polyhedron is a line segment formed by the intersection of two faces, and a vertex of a polyhedron is a point where three or more edges meet. The plural polyhedron is polyhedra or polyhedrons. What they're telling you is that you'll hear it either way. So when we're talking about types of solids, there's polyhedra and there's not polyhedra. So as you can see, the prism and the pyramid are polyhedra, and a cylinder, because it's circular, a sphere, because it's circular, a cone, because it has a circle, is not polyhedra. Again, it has to have a polygon. Excuse me. To name a prism or pyramid, use the shape of the base. So the two bases of a prism are congruent polygons in parallel planes. Okay. So the plural of, the base of a pyramid is a polygon. So if we look here, right here and this bottom one here, those are bases. And they don't always have to be top or the bottom. Sometimes when it's like a box-like shape, a lot of times they'll tell you which one they think you should be using as the base. Okay? And again, remember, the key is parallel planes. Okay? On the one up here, again, like I said, they don't have to be top or bottom. If you look here, that one and the one in back, they're trapezoids. Those are the ones that are going to be, because again, they are parallel. So those will be your basis for that prism. And we're going to learn how to name them here in a second. And then for a pyramid, you're only going to have one. Sorry, let me get back to my purple. You're only going to have one base. And usually on a pyramid, it's going to be on the bottom. So think of a pyramid as something that comes to a point, right? And on here, they're usually triangles. So on this one here, the base is the bottom, okay? So let's go ahead and name a couple here and see. So example one, tell whether each solid is a polyhedron. If it is, name the polyhedron. So again, this one here does look like a pyramid. So yes, it is a polyhedron. And look at the bottom there. So if we look at the bottom, and if we make a thing here, if you notice, I just drew 5 of them there. So it's a pentagon. And so you would say it's a pentagonal. Pyramid. Okay, this one, B, well, it looks like half a sphere. So it's not a polyhedron. And then the last one, it is a 1. So look again, it is a polyhedron. And on this one here, which ones are the two parallel ones? So if we look here and here, those are the two that are parallel. And what did that just make there? Well, that's a hexagon. So we would say it is a hexagonal pyramid. A prism, sorry, not pyramid. All right, so it's a, and let me move that up for you. So it's a hexagonal prism. Okay, and then the last other part, like I said, this one's going to be an easy one here, is we're going to describe cross section. So imagine a plane slicing through a solid. Okay, so think of it as like you've got a cheese slicer there, and you're just cutting through that solid. And when you take off the top of what you've cut off, what do you have? All right. So the intersection of the plane and the solid is called the cross section. So on this one here, and again, it doesn't have to just be a polyhedra to get an answer to it. All right. So if we look at this one here, it says, example 2, describe the shape formed by the intersection of the plane and the solid. All right. Well, if we look here, you can see that here's the intersection of the plane and the solid there. And that looks like half a circle. And what do we call half a circle? Well, we call it a semicircle. So in this one here, you can say the cross section. I'm sure on your homework, I'll have a drop-down menu for you to tell what it is. So in this one here, the cross section is a semicircle. And on this one here, yes, I just found the marker one. So that's how come I'm making these big ones here. So if I do that one there, okay, again, I sliced it with the cheese slicer. And what do I have? On that one, I have a pentagon. So the cross section for that one is a pentagon. All right, people, that was it. Nice and easy.